and welcome back to a new video. Today I'm renovating this apartment, or it's more like a penthouse, and I make it also two-story. So in my opinion, I think it turned out to be quite the upgrade, and I basically kept the shell. I just added to it, so it just still fits the style of the building, but it just looks a bit cooler. And it's the penthouse. It's like the most expensive floor, or at least in real life, this would be the most expensive apartment. So I think it's allowed to look a bit more different, and I allowed myself to use different windows. I don't know, the placement of the windows is just a bit weird, like from the building itself. So I just took liberty and use different windows, and I think it turned out pretty well. But yeah, other than that, this house in general has 2 bedrooms, 2 bathrooms, a pretty big dining, living and kitchen area, and even 2 outside areas. So as you can see here, on the right side is where the pool is and also the grill area, and on the left is where basically this entire block of house is just for the parents. So they have a 2-story space, and the first floor is just the bathroom and also the walk-in wardrobe, and the second floor is like an open bedroom, which you'll see later, which I really like how it turned out. I think it's really cool. And as for the style, I went with the industrial look just because also the outside is more industrial, and I think this entire area just kind of screams industrial, so I went with it. I really like the style myself, so it was a perfect opportunity to do another build that's more industrial and yeah, I would say darker. I will also use a lot of concrete, and I personally really like concrete. I don't know, it's just a bit more different. I will not use concrete though in the bedrooms because I think that would be a bit too cold, especially if you have a toddler. The kid room, I make it into a toddler room, and I think like a concrete floor wouldn't be the best fit for a toddler. But now we are back at the parents' room, and well, it's not really a room, it's like their own little area. They just need a kitchen, and then they can live just in their own little block of house. But yeah, I really like how it turned out, especially because of the huge windows. They are from Hey Harry, and I really like it because they look also industrial, and the lighting in this build is amazing. So I had really fun renovating this apartment. It was a really fun experience, and I hope you also like the build. But I will speak to you again in a second. I don't know why, but I think I usually like the bedrooms the most in the renovations that I do. And I really like how this bedroom turned out because it's different. I think this could have been like its own little apartment because it's like 2-story but open. I forgot what the apartment style is called. I think it's a duplex apartment style. But yeah, the lighting is also really cool here. And in general, I think it's just super cozy. You don't really need a TV in this bedroom. I feel like a lot of people don't have TVs in their bedrooms. I also don't have one. But it's nice and convenient to have one. So I will later place again a laptop here, so your Sims could technically watch TV, but I would rather watch the view. If you live in such an apartment or a penthouse, I should rather say, I think I would rather enjoy the view in the morning. It's priceless. It's pretty expensive to live in an apartment like that, but that's besides the point. But I really like the new plants that I got from Felix Andre, and I like to include them everywhere, especially because I use a lot of concrete and dark colors. I think it just really brightens up the space and makes it again a bit more cozier, which I think is beneficial for the space. I also got rid of some of the concrete walls because I want to brighten up the space even more, and I have to admit that you have to use concrete walls with caution, because if you use too many of them or too much of it, it just looks really not cozy and just like you live in a cement block, which I mean essentially you do, but you don't always have to feel like you do, if you get what I mean. And because we had so much space, I really was thinking about how we could use the space most efficiently. So outside I will also place a whirlpool and some lounge chairs, and in general just a lot of seating areas, so your Sims can do a lot of stuff outside, which I think would be a shame if we couldn't do that for our Sims. You know, if we have so much space, we should really use it. But with the current housing prices in the real world, I'm just kind of living through my Sims, which is a nice escape from the real life problems. I don't know if you can relate, but man, it's just depressing. So it's a nice change to just whatever in the Sims and just have fun. I also wonder how many people actually build their dream houses in The Sims and then in real life. You know, they just use The Sims as like inspiration. I think I would be the same. If I would ever build a house, I would use The Sims to build a house and then show it to the architect, which I think is really funny. But The Sims is a great game, man. Especially Sims 4 for building is just amazing. But I digress. We are now furnishing the walk-in wardrobe. Next to it will be the bathroom. So that will conclude the parents' area. So this is the finished outside area for the parents. I mean, obviously the guests can use it too. And I have the seating area here, the whirlpool as I mentioned earlier, and also a bar. I just didn't know what else to place here. We have so many items, but just, I don't know, it still had to fit the vibe of the apartment, so it was a bit difficult. And now we're moving on to the other side of the building, which will be the other outside area. And this is specifically made for guests, so the guests can use the pool and the grill and all of that. So I think that's a good solution to just still have their own privacy. And because it was a bit empty, I decided to also place some plants here, you know, make it a bit more eco-friendly, and I think it turned out pretty well. And finally, we are doing the kitchen, and I think the kitchen is also one of my favorite rooms to renovate or decorate. So it was really fun because this time It turned out pretty industrial, and I used the kitchen counters from Tuts and the kitchen cabinets from Pierism. And for this build I also used a different kind of wood. Usually I like to use light wood or really dark wood, and this one is more orangey. And it's usually not my taste, but I think for this build it really works well. And yeah, I hope you like it too. But I also decided to close it off a bit more by using these kind of dividers. They are also from Hey Harry, if I'm not mistaken, and they look really modern and industrial, just also fit really well with the windows, so they're just a perfect fit for this build. But that's the kitchen, and now I'm just decorating it a bit and making it feel more lived in. And now I'm decorating the living room. I went for the exact same colors as in the bedroom, so this kind of concrete style with a bit of color, which I would describe as a brick kind of red color. And by the way, in my opinion, the key to make any living room look more cozy is just to place a lot of cushions there. I think that just makes the space more realistic and homier. So we are almost done with this build. I'm just now furnishing the entrance area and also the area where you enter when you come from the lift. And then the only two rooms that are left are the kid room and the other bathroom. But I will not show you the other bathroom because it's just the same as the other one. So it's kind of repetitive and you don't really need to see it. But you will see it in the end when I do an overview of the entire penthouse. And we are now moving on to the kid room. And the kids room is the only room where I also used green, and I also placed a fun wallpaper. It's like this kind of jungle wallpaper, so it's a bit more kid friendly and just brighter and lighter. I feel like for kid rooms this is just a nice mix. And I also replaced the concrete wall with a normal wall because I feel like a concrete wall right beside the bed would be a bit too cold for a toddler, so I just kind of removed that. And that's most of the build, so I don't really have anything more to say. I hope you have a nice day. Thank you for watching, and I hope you liked the video. And if you did, please leave a like, subscribe, comment, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye!